People will forgive a shaky camera. They won't forgive your bad audio. If your sound is off even a little bit, viewers will leave your video before they even know why. Well, let's be real, they know why, because your audio is terrible. Most creators spend all their time worrying about visuals, lighting, camera angles, framing, and for some reason they leave audio as an afterthought. But audio is way more important than all of that other garbage. I've mixed audio on thousands of videos and podcasts that have gotten millions of views and hundreds of thousands of downloads. And I can tell you the fix isn't expensive gear. It's 3 simple habits that take minutes to apply. Let's start with the biggest thing almost nobody does. Number 1, level matching. Every clip you cut should sit at roughly the same loudness. Jump from a quiet talking head to loud B-roll clip, and the viewer's hand's gonna go straight to the volume.
No, get those lights off! Off!
Let me show you how to make your audio consistent through your entire video. So we are in the audio editing panel inside of Premiere Pro. All you have to do is go up here and open up your audio panel. This is just gonna be a little bit more detailed for the video. What you're gonna wanna do is click on your audio, go to your essential sound panel in the top right, open up the loudness panel, and click auto match. That's it. You see how that kind of adjusts on there? Super simple. And what that's going to do is it's going to actually auto match your audio. It'll kind of take the average throughout this audio clip and keep it the same.
Neighborhood you actually want to live in. So today we're fixing that. I'm going to climb the ladder with you. 500,000, 650.
So that was after it's applied.
You're going to see a metro-wide median or some article from 3 years ago.
Now, that's not too bad, but in the peaks is where it's really bad.
500,000, 650, 800, 1 million, and 1.5 and up. And at every price point.
And you can kind of see how it gets spiked there. But when you actually apply the auto match, those peaks go away. And we'll talk about that in a second. All the presets that you see me use here are available in the Sunday Edit Kit. Free download at the QR code or the link below. Number 2, smooth your audio cuts. One of the easiest ways to make an edit sound really bad is to hard cut every single piece of dialogue. You end up with like these little clicks or pops that are, you know, like just obvious to the viewer. Instead, what you're gonna do is add a super short audio crossfade between your cuts. I usually use constant power. It's subtle, but it smooths out those transitions and makes your dialogue edits way less noticeable. So let's just say that right here on the actual file itself, that we need to make a cut here, okay? We want to cut where there's a mistake and bring it back in. Literally all you have to do is press Command-Shift-D after selecting that segment. And what you'll do is you'll zoom into the timeline here and you'll just bring that in. Just like that. A little cross dissolve here.
So today,
maybe a bit longer, right before he starts talking.
So today,
and if you don't want to drag one onto every single cut that you make, set constant power as your default audio transition and use the keyboard shortcut to add it automatically. I'll show you. So instead of it feeling like an aggressive pop, it's just a lot more natural sounding. There's going to be a lot of use cases for that. And honestly, an easy way to repeat this to keep the same length that you want of this actual cross dissolve here is going to be clicking on it and pressing Command-C. And then you can apply that wherever you want, whenever you want, by just pressing Command-V to paste it. So all you have to do is select on that little transition point here. Boom. And then you'll get a cross dissolve whenever you have a cut. So we auto match the audio. I showed you how to cover up bad transitions, but how do you make it like actually sound decent? Number 3, EQ for clarity, not for niceness. You don't need a super fancy plugin chain or know every single aspect of audio and EQing, mixing, master, all that stuff. You don't need to know everything. All you need is a simple EQ, some compression, auto matching, and a hard limiter. That's 90% of what makes voices sound professional on YouTube. Let me show you really quick how I do it and the exact presets I use to do it. So I put together a really simple vocal fix that'll fix most vocals. All you have to do is come in here and go to my Sunday Edit Kit, which is available at the link below, and you just grab the vocal fix and drop it in. That's pretty much it.
Question, honestly, because the internet is terrible at answering it. You're going to see a metro-wide median or some...
So what we did in here is we did a few things. We did a simple denoise, we did a simple de-reverb, and we have a graphic equalizer, a single band compressor, and then finally a hard limiter. And anything that would have gone past the -2 decibel point here on this actual audio track won't go up there anymore. So all your audio won't peak anymore. It limits that. The single band compressor is going to be after your actual EQ and denoising, and it's simply going to compress your audio. It makes it sound clearer. You've got more clarity in your vocals. Compressors are great, and you can mess around with all these. These aren't necessarily going to work for everybody's vocals, but they're pretty standard. Then, your graphic equalizer. I just went through here, cut out some of these lows, brought the mids up, or kept the mids up slightly, bring the highs just a tiny bit up, and then bring them back down. So basically, we're just cutting out these common frequencies in people's vocal patterns that are pretty hard to pick up, but they're noticeable once you make the change. And the de-reverb is just going to get rid of any kind of echo that they've got going on. Again, these are all editable. You can disable these as well. And same thing with the denoise.
You're going to see a metro-wide median.
But you can hear that noise in there. You bring on the denoise.
Or some article from 3 years ago, and neither one tells you what.
And it's going to cut that audio out. So let's play a before and after.
One of the very first questions I get from every single person relocating to Denver that reaches out to me is some version of this. What does my budget actually get me out there? And it's the right question, honestly, because the internet is terrible at answering it.
Now, I know I said it was only 3 points, but I've got a bonus one. If you are lazy like me, there's also a tool that Adobe gives you access to as part of your cloud subscription called Adobe Podcast Enhancer. It's super simple to use and can help you cut out background noise. It EQs your voice for you, and it's just a lot easier than doing it yourself. Let me show you real quick how it works. Basically, you're going to highlight the part that you want to render out for your audio, press Command M, change this format to an MP3 or WAV, and export it how you normally would export a video. This is just going to be audio, bad audio preview. I'll just save it as that and export it. Now all you're going to do is go to podcast.adobe.com/enhance and bring your bad audio preview into here and just wait for it to process. And once it's processed, you're going to be met with this window where you can preview the original audio and the enhanced audio. And you can make adjustments here to enhancing the speech. Usually you want to cap that around 20 to 40% and not go above that, or else it starts to sound kind of distorted. And you can bring the music out of videos and the background completely out, or I usually keep this around 40% as well. Let's listen to how that sounds.
One of the very first questions I get from every single person relocating to Denver that reaches out to me is some version of...
So we're going to bring that up to 50 to make it sound a bit more natural.
This. What does my budget actually get me out there? And it's the right question, honestly, because the internet is...
And that's pretty much it. And you can mess around with these settings. It's super easy. And then when you're ready, you just download it. And it'll go right to your downloads here, and you can drag it onto your Premiere Pro project. It's the easiest, laziest way to get good, crystal clear audio. If you apply those simple fixes to your audio, I promise you your average view duration goes up without changing a single visual edit. And now that you have your audio figured out, I made a simple video on visual changes that will double your watch time. Check it out right here.